get the money, so I go get it. Hate means I do something right, so I'ma let him. Yeah, I'ma let him, yeah, I'ma let him. I hit the nail on the head, yeah, I'ma let him. All I hear, go get the money, so I go get it. Hate means I do something right, so I'ma let him. Yeah, I'ma let him, yeah, I'ma let him. I hit the nail on the head, yeah, I'ma let him. Early bird, go get the worm in the dirt. I could show you what I'm worth, my hands in the dirt. From where they look when you not, a hand in your purse. Hell if you think I'm last, say, last should be first. Go ahead and go feast your eyes. Chefing up, cooking them pies, leaving no slice. Believe on a guy who in demand and who got supplies. You on the land, me I'm fly. Look at the miles, I be in skies. Right by my side, miss, look at them thighs. Up in Dubai, you see us. Black man, black sand beaches.
What's going on, boxing heads? It's your boy, Pool Kinda Boxing, coming back at you with another boxing video for the boxing heads and the boxing minds. Please smash that like button and subscribe to my channel for more hardcore boxing content. Well, if you kick back and you really look at how Bud Crawford is moving in boxing, he calls himself the puppet master, because he believes he controlled the strings in boxing. Ever since he gotten with Turki Al-Sheikh, you know what I'm saying, he's had the freedom to control his own career and pick the fights that he want to pick, right? Because Turki Al-Sheikh, besides Top Rank, Golden Boy, Matchroom, The Zone, all of these, and the PBC, you know, Bud Crawford, he don't have to go down those paths, right? He is with Turki Al-Sheikh, who is a prince and got long money, right? So long as Turki Al-Sheikh is willing to invest in Bud Crawford, you know, it's a brilliant move. You know, Bud can fight anybody from 147 to heavyweight. So Bud Crawford right now seems like he wants just the big money fights. You know what I'm saying? He's not really interested in fighting any high risk, low reward fights. And that would be like fighting Jerron Bucenis, right? He wants the big money fights with like Canelo Alvarez. But the one thing that has plagued Crawford's career as a fighter, you know, he's a 3-division world champion. He's undisputed 2 times. He has a lot of accomplishments. But the one thing that really plagues his career is that, you know, he don't sell. You know what I'm saying? He's not a pay-per-view star. And nobody wanted to see Crawford fight certain fights like Amir Khan, Sean Porter, Kell Brook, Aegis Kavalauskas, Jose Benavidez, and Jeff Horn. The pay-per-view numbers on these fights, you know, was indicators that people just do not want to see Bud Crawford fight. Even though, you know, the urban community, as Bud Crawford, you know what I'm saying, they really support Bud and want to see him, you know, say do well, which is why Bud has always demanded a high guarantee purse up front, because he know he can't rely on the sales size on the back end. Well, Eddie Hearn, the Matchroom promoter, thinks that Bud Crawford has wasted his career by not picking the right promotional company. And here are a few words that Eddie had to say. He said, "To be honest with you, I really like Terrence Crawford. He got such a good heart. He's such a good person. And one of the problems in America boxing is that the public doesn't get an opportunity to see what the individual is like. I don't really understand why in your country you don't champion him more. Obviously, people aren't promoting him the right way. People aren't pushing him. If I promote Terrence Crawford, I'd want all of America to know this guy, and I think you'd love him." Obvious that was a pitch to try to sign Bud Crawford, but one thing Eddie Murphy did expose was the truth that Bud Crawford is a little star in boxing. He's not a huge star in boxing. Now, amongst the boxing purists, he's a big star, but to the casual fans, they don't care about him. So Bud Crawford recently mentioned that he believes the fight with Israil Madrimov is bigger than the Errol Spence Jr. fight. You know what I'm saying? Where, he won undisputed and he was able to TKO Errol Spence Jr. in the 9th round. Bud called that fight, a big urban community fight. It was only big in the black community. Whereas the Israil Madrimov fight will appeal to more culture groups than just, a selected demographic, right? So basically, Bud Crawford wants international notoriety for fighting Israil Madrimov, and he wants that global appeal. That's what Bob Arum was hoping for when he pit Bud against Amir Khan. But Amir Khan being a British fighter, he was hoping that Bud would have that crossover appeal and become an international sensation. And as we know about the British people, they're more loyal to boxing. They're more loyal to their stars. And boxing is big in Britain and England, rather than America, where we have so many more sports that we prioritize over boxing. So that was the whole, thing that, Bob Arum was trying to get into. And I guess Bud, looking at that model, he was trying to kind of capture that with this fight with Israil Madrimov. But that Amir Khan fight, once again, Bud never resonated on an international level. I believe that fight did about 180,000 pay-per-views, maybe less, probably way less. So, Bud fight with, Madrimov, is another attempt to get that international appeal, right? And if you watch how it's set up, it's set up like a black champion, legend versus, a white guy that they're trying to build into a legend. They're already calling Israil Madrimov like Triple G, 2.0. So they're really trying to build up. And when I thought about this, I said, this is kind of like the same dynamic, they set up with the fight of the century, right? Where you had the black versus white equal cash, right? July 4th, 1910, Jack Johnson was heavyweight champion of the world, and he was set to fight James Jeffrey, and it was one of the most highly anticipated fights in boxing history. And Jack Johnson, he was loved by the urban culture, but he was despised by the white culture at the time. It was 1910, what you gonna do? Although Jack Johnson loved the black community, he wanted more than just the love from the black community. He wanted that love from the white community. He wanted that admiration, he wanted that global scale love, right? So Jack Johnson, you can tell he enjoyed fighting the white fighters because, he got more promotion, he got more eyes when he beat white fighters, he got more money when he beat white fighters. Plus, the black fighters, they gave Jack Johnson more run for his money. Like Sam Langford, Sam, Langford, even though he beat him, it was a hard fight for Jack Johnson, so, he really did not want to give, black fighters an opportunity to take him off the mountaintop. And it's not that he was afraid, but it was dangerous, for Jack Johnson to allow black fighters to come in high risk, low reward type of situation. And I see this comparison to Bud Crawford, to why he don't want to fight Jerome Businis, why he probably don't really want the rematch with Errol Spence Jr., right? And a lot of his fans don't want to see that either, because they do not want Errol Spence Jr. to have a chance to redeem himself. They just want to just pack it up as a Bud Crawford win, when we know that Sometimes, you have to run that back, especially if it's a big profile fight where the champion gave Bud Crawford an opportunity. Why not give, Errol Spence Jr. an opportunity, right? But Bud, like Jack Johnson, he don't want to give any fighter or black fighter a chance to knock him off that hill. With Jerron Boo Sentence, that's high risk, low reward. And, he's just as athletic. He's younger. He's hungry. And Bud don't want none of that smoke. I don't think he's afraid, but I just don't think he wants to give him an opportunity because he don't have anything to offer him, right? Whereas Madrimov has that international appeal, right? Because a lot of Europeans will have some skin in the game if he's able to defeat Bud Crawford, So, of course, Bud Crawford, he had a year off, and, that's due to Errol Spence Jr. eye surgery, because they're supposed to have had a rematch. And, so Errol, has slowly recovered, and looked like Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. has moved on. Both of them going to 154. Errol Spence Jr. supposed to be fighting for Dora, hopefully getting a tune-up before a Bud Crawford rematch. But Bud is moving to, of course, Madrimov. And if Canelo comes through, I'm pretty sure he will go in that direction instead of the direction of a rematch with Errol Spence Jr. But it's the same situation, because if Errol Spence Jr. beats Bud Crawford in a rematch, he won't have the opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez. So he decided to fight Israil Madrimov. And sometimes you got to be content with the outcomes of the world, right? You rock with where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated, right? And I guess Bud said, the urban community, it's kind of split. You got half of the black people that like Errol, you have half of the black people that like Bud. And so Bud, he's looking somewhere else to get his notoriety or to spread his fame. And even with even if he was the KO Israil Madrimov, I don't think Bud will ever reach that crossover appeal that he's looking for. He will always be, considered, one of the urban fighters, right? Because of the way that he came up. He never cultivated his career the way he's doing now. Now he's going to wrestling matches. He's, doing all this extra publicity to promote his fight, where he would never do that with Top Rank when he was younger. So now he's seeing the importance of promoting himself. And of course, there's an incentive for it, because now he is, his own boss. But I think if he would have cultivated his career earlier, doing all these extra things, he would have been a bigger star and a pay-per-view star, right? But the same community that he seems to marginalize when he talked to the media, about the support, of his fights, it's the same community that's always stuck by him and always been there for Bud Crawford. The ones who, the 180,000 pay-per-view buys that he did get was from those black, urban people that he speak down on so much about, right? But them cold black brothers like Jack Johnson and Bud Crawford, their head gets a little big, when they grab a little attention. And this hubris is very astonishing. I hope that he don't get Falumaloom in this Madrimov fight, because I do want to see the Errol Spence Jr. rematch. But it's the same thing with Jack Johnson. He just wanted more, more affection from boxing fans, and he just really took the urban community love for granted. When you want that white admiration, from across the world. And sometimes you just got to do without it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to do without it. I mean, no matter how much he wins or how much, how many accolades you get, people are just going to put you into a box. And that's just not an arena that, they want to see, black people in. And he just need to accept that, but we'll see, I mean, he fights Madrimov this Saturday, and we'll see what happens after the win and see if his stardom, reverberates over there across the seas, see if any Croatians over there be saying, Crawford Boombaye, or, in Africa, or, see if he becomes an international star overnight. But that's all I got. This has been Pool Kind of Boxing. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe.